Gold Rush Chevrolet in Auburn, California is offering GM employee pricing on every new 2013 Chevy in stock. Plus, every pre-owned vehicle will be priced to sell. Use this opportunity to grab the 2013 Chevy Camaro. That's Gold Rush Chevrolet in Auburn, California.
The band is on the field, and the Blitz is back with another high school football kickoff show. This week we caught up with former Placer defensive lineman Eddie Vanderdoes, whose UCLA Bruins will be playing on national television at Nebraska Saturday. We chat with Del Oro's Golden Eagles, who are back from their trip to Oceanside and are gearing up for a showdown with De La Salle. And we'll also take a peek at this week's schedule of games, which includes the Colfax Falcons trying to win their third straight home game of the season. But we start this week's show off at Placer High with Hillman coach Joey Montoya. Joe, you guys got a rare Saturday game this week. What are you guys doing with the extra day of preparation?
We're going to use it. We need it. And, it'll be shorter and, crisper. But, we'll keep our normal schedule Monday to Thursday. Friday's going to be kind of a quick walkthrough and just kind of brushing up on things. But kind of exciting. A little different plan on a Saturday night. Head down out of the section, go down to Fresno, get on a nice little bus ride. Kids are looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it.
What do you guys got to do differently with such a long bus ride?
Kids are pretty resilient. We'll watch a couple videos and we'll get out midway point and have some food and, stretch out our legs. And so, as a program, we've gone far before and won't be our first time. And so, we've got some experience in this and, we're looking for more at it as a positive thing than a negative thing.
McLean's one of those teams that don't have any stats online. What can you tell us about them?
They've got some very talented athletes down there, and what they run, they do a great job. And I tell you what, I'd love to take a few of their kids with how good they look and how athletic they are. But they run the spread offense with some wing T concepts, and on defense, they give you multiple looks and they blitz and do different things. And so it'd be a good challenge for us.
All right. What do you guys need to do to keep them off the scoreboard? You guys have allowed more than 100 points in 2 games.
Yeah, obviously we're disappointed about that. You got to give a lot of credit to the teams we've faced. And last week we had a lot of third down and fourth down in long situations where we didn't get off the field. Our kickoff team put our defense in short fields most of the night, and we had 6 turnovers on offense, 4 of which led to scores. And, whenever you make those type of mistakes and you fail to play great special teams, it really puts your back against the wall. And so we're focusing on those things, protecting the football, doing a much better job on the special teams. And, defensively, we just got to tackle better. We got to get off the field in third down situations.
You guys have played 2 good running teams. The opponents are averaging more than 9 yards per carry on the run. What do you guys need to do to contain the other teams?
We got to tackle better. We got to tackle better. We got to play more physical up front in the defensive line, and that's just going to come with time. We're young. We started 1 senior last week on the defensive side of the ball. We started 2 sophomores last week, and the rest were juniors. And so you're going to take some lumps when you have those type of situations. But as the year progresses, at some point we've got to grow up, and we're confident we're going to.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
It's great to be home.
Over at Del Oro, the Golden Eagles are prepping during their bye week for De La Salle, but Auburn Journal correspondent Trevor Horn caught up with Coach Casey Taylor to talk about the Honor Bowl.
Hey, Coach Casey Taylor, before we get to the game Saturday, talk to me about the learning experiences, what the guys got out of being down in San Diego, being at Camp Pendleton, meant to you and to your players.
It was a real good trip. We had a good bus drive down, and I think anytime you're on a bus together for 10 hours or what have you, I think there's a good opportunity to have some good team bonding, which we had. We had some good practices down there. We were very fortunate to visit the Wounded Warriors Battalion West, I believe it was called. It's a top facility on the West Coast in Camp Pendleton where the Warriors come that are physically handicapped from the war or mentally. A lot of them have post-traumatic, and there were some other ones with some explosive stuff with their heads where they're having a hard time with concussions, which was very interesting with that. It was a great experience there. It was great. We were with Notre Dame, and I think it was just a very positive thing. I think our kids really got a lot out of it, had some real good feedback at our team meeting that night about it, and just a very humbling, and we felt really honored to be able to get that backstage stuff. As far as the game, we got back from the from the Wounded Warriors thing, and our power was out at our hotel, so it was kind of a bummer. And we didn't have any power that night and the night before. I mean, that night until we checked out the next day. We're not into making excuses. Notre Dame's a great team. We just felt we came out real flat. And, I'm not saying it had anything to do with that, but I don't think it helped. They really did a good job of getting on us. We had some turnovers early in the game, which hurt us. We had some opportunities. We battled back. I was proud of our guys. Tavon got hurt in the third quarter. We started making a little run and pulled within a 10. Had a chance for a 2-point play to make it 8. We got an ensuing onside kick and got a penalty for being offsides that our closest guy was 2 yards from behind the line of scrimmage. So, we didn't get any calls. You're not going to get them on the road either. But our guys battled back. I think we got a lot out of it. I think, Notre Dame's a real good team that executed. They were physical. They beat us to a punch most of the day. And I felt like it was a good wake-up call for our guys that, we got to start off a little better and we got to bring it every play. And, having this bye week's been great for us to emphasize back on our striking and shedding and being physical, playing downhill, and obviously, having this week off and the next week playing De La Salle, who's, one of the, premier programs in the nation. We're going to have to play a lot better than we did on really the first 2 weeks, but let alone last week. So it's been a good week just to kind of reflect, watch some stuff. We're going to heal up a little bit, and come Monday, we're going to be ready to put a good game plan in and go down to Concord and with the intention to go down there winning a ball game.
Casey, it's well known that Tanner is going to go in the Marines. He's got a very good military background, wants to do this, wants to contribute. Were there any other guys on the team that came up to you and said, wow, this experience with the Wounded Warriors really struck me and really made an impact?
There's a few of them, I think nowadays with the way the economy is, and if you're not a college-bound guy or an A through G, it's really competitive to get in college these days, and the job market's tough. I think a lot of these guys through their experience here have seen and have talked to the Marines, and it's not always here's a gun, go out and start shooting it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes where there's a lot of things you can do through the service, and I think a lot of guys are found is you're able to go in and mature, get a paycheck, and also get money for school. And that's kind of what we learned on the way down. There's a lot of those guys that joined for 4 years, did some stuff, came out, and I think you're one of them yourself. Came back and had a GI Bill, had a school paid for, and you're a little more mature at 22 versus 18, and it can be a good thing. And I think that's one thing we want to expose our guys to. And I think through this experience, through being through the Honor Bowl and things like that, they've been able to see that side of it. And it's not necessarily the guns and explosions, if that makes sense. There's a lot to it that's more career-driven and things like that. So we have a few guys I've talked about. We had a few kids last year that are enlisted and doing some good things. So I think it's a win-win on both sides.
Up next, we chat with Del Oro football player Tanner Woods, who hopes to join the Marines himself once he graduates high school in Loomis.
All right, Tanner, away from the game itself, how much did going down to Camp Pendleton, doing everything with the Honor Bowl, mean to you?
I have a lot of respect for our military, all branches. I respect what they do and the sacrifices that they make. Just being in the presence of guys who have achieved greatness, becoming a United States soldier of any branch is not an easy task. And just being in the presence of those guys and, just hearing some of the things that they've had to do, just really puts it in perspective, really makes you appreciate what they do. I had a lot of fun, learned a lot of great things. I'm really motivated to become a United States Marine, so it was just a really good experience for me.
Are you pretty dead set that that's your next career path after your high school career is over?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great. What specifically did you hear out of those Marines do you remember anything that's specific that they said that inspired you?
Well, I've actually, it's been a goal of mine to become a Marine since I was in about 6th grade. So, it's always been my career choice. I wasn't sure of the order that it would happen, if I'd go to college first or what would happen. But, I've been talking a lot to a recruiter, Sergeant Robinson. So, I'm pretty dead set on that's what I'm going to do.
We also caught up with Ryan Gray, the Placer Hillman. Gray leads the team in tackles, and we asked him what his team needs to do to stop allowing 50 points a game and more than 9 yards per carry.
Brian, 2 games into the season, you guys have allowed over 100 points. What do you guys need to do on defense to hold back, the other team from putting up so many points up on the board?
Well, we are a young team, and we need to get better at tackling. We think a little bit too much. We need to just be free and flow. But instead, we step this way, and then we have to actually go this way because we weren't supposed to step that way. So we just have to flow better and just get a better tackle.
Against the run, you guys are allowing more than 9 yards per carry. What do you guys need to do to slow down other teams' offenses?
I think we got the inside in the middle, like A and B gaps down. But when it comes to outside, we should probably stack harder, keep contained, because they do get outside, and the quarterback, most of all the runs are on the quarterback faking like an outside screen or something, and they just run up the middle because we're all doing pass drops.
You guys got a game in Fresno this week. You looking forward to the road trip?
Oh, yeah.
The Blitz also caught up with Eddie Vanderdoes at last week's Placer High game.
Eddie, you made your debut last week at the Rose Bowl. Had a couple nice tackles. How'd it feel to play out there at the Rose Bowl in front of that crowd?
Oh, it felt great to finally get out there for my first college football game against 60,000 plus. It was definitely a new experience. So I really took it in, and I played hard, I felt.
You guys got this week off. Is it nice to be back here at Auburn, Placer High?
Yeah, it's great to get out of the city for a little bit. Get back to my roots here in Auburn, kind of relax and get out all the people I know.
What are some of the things you're looking forward to doing this weekend while you're here?
Seeing family, friends, and just hanging out. So I have to go back.
Next week, you guys got a big game at Nebraska. You looking forward to traveling?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a big game. It's in the Nebraska Stadium. It's going to be painted red, and it's going to be sold out.
This week's slate features 3 games on Friday night, all in the local area, with the Hillmen traveling down to Fresno on Saturday. The Golden Eagles have a bye week as they get ready for De La Salle. Out at Lake of the Pines, the Bruins will look to improve to 2-0 against the Woodland Wolves, who are much meaner than that Woody the Wolf logo looks. In Colfax, the Falcons will try to improve to 3-0 and take a bite out of the Union Mine Diamondbacks. And in Forest Hill, the Wildfires will try to torch Valley Christian to get their first victory of the season as they open up Sacramento Metro Athletics season play. That's all the time we have this week on the Blitz. For more on Placer County football, head over to your nearest newsstand and pick up a copy of the Auburn Journal.